What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another auto auction rebuild video. Here's the thing, I gotta stop buying cars. Straight up. I'm not even playing. I've got an addiction. I really do. It's similar to meth or something. I mean, I've got a real bad addiction when it comes to buying cars, and I gotta stop. We don't need any more cars on the channel. But I told you guys we were gonna try to buy something, and well, we bought it. So we're out here at the Copart lot number 18 here in, I think this is Del City. I don't know, 2829 Southeast 15th Street. Pretty sure this is Del City, Oklahoma. And well, we're waiting on the loaders to bring me what I won. I don't know what you guys are going to think about this. It's not what you thought it was, although what you thought it was, I did bid on. I'll tell you a story real quick while we're waiting. I did. You guys were right. Most of you were right. You thought I was going to try to buy that Porsche Boxster, and I did. I bid the hell out of it. Buy it now was like $22.50, and I thought I'd get it cheaper. Well, auction rolled around, and I bid and bid and bid. I got it up to $2,300, and I won $2,300. The auction closed, and then out of nowhere, something very strange happened. It's never happened before. Another bid came in. After the timer ran out and it was done, another bid. It froze for a few seconds. And then another bid came in at $2,350 or $2,400, whatever it was. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know, I don't know, maybe it's a sign. I felt like it was a sign. It probably wasn't, but I felt like this was some kind of sign. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let it ride. And I just let it go. I let it go. But then something interesting happened. The next item on the block was a car that I've never owned before. Actually, okay, I've owned the car before, but this is a diesel, and it's a stick shift. It's a stick shift diesel. I've never had a diesel before. So I thought, you know what? It was a donation, run and drive. It looks pretty good from the pictures, but I did something I tell you guys never to do, and I bought it sight unseen. I did it again. Oops, I did it again. Yeah, I bought it sight unseen. So this thing, there's no telling what it's gonna be. Let's take a look. All right, boys and girls. Man, as much as y'all warned me to stay away from these Volkswagens, I just, I had to take a chance on it. It's a donation. It belonged to the guy. He owned it for the last 8 or 9 years, 200,000 miles. And quite honestly, this one is in far better condition than the one I gave my brother, Tim. Unfortunately for my brother, this is a stick shift, so he wouldn't be, excuse me, I burp on camera, damn it. He wouldn't be able to drive this because it's a stick. It's a little rough. I mean, the paint mainly. The body actually looks really good. The paint's definitely rough. The interior doesn't look bad at all. It needs a good cleaning. I mean, a real good clean. Look, it's filthy. But the interior itself, normally on these, they're just destroyed. But this one actually survived pretty well. Boy, it needs one hell of a cleaning. This is normal. You could glue this on with a little bit of fabric spray. There's a little fabric glue you can use on headliners that'll work on this. Honestly, this car is not worth really doing much to it. It's got a cracked windshield. The AC doesn't work. Obviously, we know that it drove out here, but we don't know exactly how it drives. It's not running all that well right now. We'll pop the hood. Like I said, damn it. I don't know anything about diesels, or maybe it's running all right. You tell me. It looks like it's been sitting for a long time. There's grass and hay, like all down in the glow plugs. There's spider webs. I don't think this thing has been running in a very, very long time, but it seems like it's running okay. She's loud though, man. She's loud. My God. This would almost be a great little get-around car, you know? The e-brake doesn't work, so Mike was cool enough to put that over there for us. Mike is here, but I'm not going to show you because he's got a project going on over there. Oh, I thought the AC didn't work, but the AC is actually ice cold. That's crazy. I have to admit, I actually really like this little car. I really do. I don't know why, but let's adjust the seats and let's see if it drives back to the shop. Here we go. Oh shoot! Wow. She's a peppy little girl. I like it. This thing is cute. Hear that turbo? Man, I'm happier than a pig in shit. There's third gear. She's got a strong clutch. Strong clutch. Cold air. It's driving straight. It's actually driving very well. And that little turbocharger, you can hear that sucker spooling. Is whew. There's 40 miles an hour, boys. Yeah, $600 winning bid. I think I paid like 900 bucks out the door for it. $900 for a turbo diesel Jetta. I'm happy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy. All right, let's get into the shop, man. I'm excited. My first diesel. I am excited. All right, boys, so we made it. The shop is right up in front of us. And no issues. None. I mean, the damn thing is actually running and driving very, very well. Well, looks like we got somebody up here at my shop. I don't know what they're doing here. I guess we'll have to see what's going on here. All right, we made it. I don't know what else there is to say about it. It runs and drives. So I've left her sitting here running for about 30 minutes. I was here chit-chatting with Mike and checking out his latest project, and I didn't want to spoil it for you. He just went and got one for you guys, so I didn't want to accidentally show it in the video. So I went and dealt with that and talked to him for a little bit. And it seems to still be running all right. We'll pop this hood one more time. I can't seem to get the trunk open, but there is a bottle of Rotella in there, diesel oil. We'll need to run a diagnostic on it for sure. Let's check the temp gauge. I'm actually going to take it and go drive it. The temp is normal, sitting right at 190. Man, the smell of diesel fuel, right? I love the smell of diesel fuel. I think what I want to do is drive some of this gas out of it, because I really do think it's been sitting for quite some time. And we can get this gas burned out of it. We should be able. Yeah, see how rough it's running right there? Yeah, that's what it was doing earlier, kind of bouncing around. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Like I said, I don't know anything about these diesels, man. Nothing. Mike told me that's the injector pump, and those are glow plugs, I think. I don't know. Yeah, she seems to be running a little rough right now. So I'm sure the diesel fuel probably goes bad, just like gasoline. I mean, I don't know. You guys have to comment below. I'm brand new to this. My first my first diesel purchase, an introduction into the world of diesels. Paint's a little scuffed up here. I'll tell you what though, folks, from first impressions, running, driving, it's doing well. Cold air conditioning and the fact that it's a diesel, I think, as ugly as the car may be, if we cleaned it up, I mean really cleaned it up, it needs a hell of a clean, but really cleaned it up, put some hubcaps on it, tried to clean up the interior. The windshield's cracked, so that may need to be addressed. I mean, I'm thinking it's a $1,500 to $1,800 car. But since I don't know anything about diesel, you guys should probably comment below and tell me if I'm looking at selling it too cheap, or if you think $1,500–$1,600 is a fair price for it. Now, we're not going to make any money on this. I can tell you that, because I think we've got about 9 in it now. So, you know, there's not a whole lot of money to be made. $500–$600 in my opinion that we could make on this. But if we replace the windshield, that's $200. So hubcaps probably another 20 or 30. I hate to cut screens on you like that, but the audio just dropped out completely on my GoPro. It can be a real frustration doing these videos, man. Everything's going fine, and then you go to edit the video and find out, you know, the last 5 minutes of your video has got no audio, so you got to do it over. But that's okay, because I've had time to drive this car for about 2 days now since this video was recorded. By the time you see the video, I've probably had this car like 5 or 6 days. That's why I'm telling you guys, follow me on Instagram, Auto Auction Rebuilds. You guys would have seen this a long time ago. So here's what I've got figured out so far. I'll go ahead and clue you guys in now instead of making you wait for a future video. I've been driving it for a few days, filled it up with fresh diesel. The little thing gets up and goes no problem. The check engine light, there was one code, and it was for a coolant temperature sensor. But after driving it around, the check engine light went off, and it has not returned. The only real mechanical issue that I can see with it is the left hub bearing is just starting to go bad. It's not serious. It's not making a horrible bunch of noise yet, but it is starting to make noise. So it needs a windshield. It needs the left hub assembly. And apparently that's it. Now, as far as the jerkiness to the engine, what's real interesting about this, and I actually been on some diesel forums doing some research on the TDI, this only happens after it warms up. When you start it from cold, perfectly fine. Gets up to operating temperature, just idling, it'll shake like that, and not all the time. Sometimes it shakes and sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of temperamental. But from what I've read, there is a software adjustment as well as a mechanical adjustment inside of the injector pump that it's kind of like a tune-up, sort of. There's a software tune-up for it, and if the software can't solve it, then there's a mechanical tuning that requires opening up the injector pump. It doesn't look like it's a horrible big deal, but you got to have that special software, which I do not have. I don't know anybody out here that has it in Oklahoma City. But hey, if you're in the Oklahoma City area, you've got it, you know how to do it. Maybe we can work something out, because I would love to see this thing running, idling smoothly all the time. Otherwise, she is a solid car, and this is where this little obsession of mine really starts to get in the way of productivity. Because I'm looking at the car and I'm thinking, you know, it needs a paint job. We could send it to Mako just for fun, because I've never had a Mako paint job. Don't know what it looks like. I think it'd be interesting to do a Mako paint job, bring it back and show you guys what a $299 Mako special looks like. I think $299 for a paint job would probably be worth it for this car, especially if we are going to resell it. And right now I don't really feel like reselling it. It's so fun to drive, and I know that sounds ridiculous. It's a Volkswagen Jetta, and it's an old one, but the little thing is so fun to drive. It's peppy, little turbo spool. I'm literally loving this little thing. This is not like your typical money pit Volkswagen junk. This thing is solid. There's no leaks. Everything works. The stereo works. The trunk does open, but it's kind of temperamental too. But I mean, there's no leaks of any kind. No oil, no nothing. 200,000 miles. The only thing that I think would really need to be done as preventative maintenance would be the timing belt, water pump, tensioner, idler, pulleys, and that's pretty much it. This car should probably be good to go for like God knows how long, but I do need to try to find somebody that maybe could help me out with the that injector pump issue. So if you or anybody you know locally in the Oklahoma City area specializes in these European cars, let me know, because I would definitely like to find somebody so that in the future we can work together as well. I would like to see this little thing running smoothly. It's definitely not a perfect car, but I think we put a windshield in it. I'll try to find the factory hubcaps, put the hubcaps on it, a fresh Mako paint job, get the idle cleaned up, and according to my Carfax report, which is it's a two-owner car. According to Carfax, this car is worth about $3,200 in average condition, and that is retail, not private party, retail through the car lot, about $3,200. So considering we have $900 in it, there is a little bit of room to do some things, mainly the hubcaps and the windshield and the paint. I think it would be worth it, and I think it's going to make somebody a really good car if and when the time comes that I decide to sell it. But for right now, I'm just enjoying having a diesel and driving it. It's completely different from anything I'm used to. You got to wait to start it until the little squiggly light goes out. Truthfully, I love the little car. I do. And I don't think I would hesitate too much to drive it on a long-distance trip. The thing cruises. Cruise control works. You can set it and forget it, man. This little car just goes. And according to fueleconomy.gov or whatever, it shows this car to get 42 in the city, 50 on the highway. That matches my Prius. My Prius was $10,000. This car was $900 out the door. I mean, Hello, that's a no freaking brainer right there. Prius or turbo diesel. Take the turbo diesel any day over the Prius. Although the Prius is a bigger and more comfortable and probably maybe more reliable. I don't know about that. So you guys, do me a favor, comment below. Tell me what you think of the $600 Copart win. Clear title, by the way. It's not a salvage. Like I said, it's donation to owner car. And if any of you know anybody, hit me up. Send me an email. Auto Auction Rebuilds with an S at the end. Rebuilds@gmail.com. And maybe there's something we can do to work together. I would love to get this this little thing looked at, and I'd probably like to get the timing belt, water pump, and all that stuff done. But I want it to be a reputable, knowledgeable mechanic. You know, I really want it to be somebody that knows what they're doing. And then maybe we can start getting into some more European vehicles on the channel in the future, and we can work together with that. I think that is going to be it for the video. I also think I've got to stop buying cars for a while. A lot of you guys have noticed that this little addiction of mine has really been getting in the way. We've been spending a lot of time buying cars. We're not really getting a lot done. I just finished the Cruise today. Maybe you saw a video or two that we finished it, or maybe you didn't, because I don't know what order these are all going to come out yet. But the Cruise is done out of the shop. All that's left is the body work, which I'm going to hold off on until, you know, a little bit later. It's not all that important. The mechanicals are taken care of. So now it's time to really focus on some things. The Mitsubishi Outlander needs to get the suspension fixed. We got to paint that as well, and we're supposed to be painting that ourselves. Eastwood and Apollo sprayers. Big shout out to both of you guys. I've spent some time chit-chatting back and forth with Eastwood. Eastwood has sent me all the materials, which are sitting right there. The paints, the reducers, the primer, everything is sitting right there. Apollo sprayers, I just got off the phone with them today, and they're going to be sending us a cool little device to show you on the channel. So we're going to paint that. That's going to happen. We're going to paint the Outlander. Stay tuned for that. Mike, because he is a Weird Beard. If you don't follow him, go over to YouTube, follow him, Weird Beard. Because he's a professional paint guy his whole life. Like, he's going to come check out this turbine system. Damn. I wasn't going to reveal that, but it's done now. Mike has never seen one of these before, and truthfully, neither have I. So Mike is going to come out, and he's going to help me, kind of guide me through what I got to do to paint this. I'm going to try to do like most of the work, but I definitely want Mike to get his hands on this system and try spraying some of the panels himself to get a feel for it and see what he thinks and give you guys his opinion on this as well. And I think this collaboration with Eastwood and Apollo is going to work out very well, because I know nothing about painting, nothing at all. And my job, my goal is to like show you guys, you know, hey, here's a dude that knows absolutely nothing about painting. I got no history in body work at all. I think I may have spray painted one or two cars. Did not come out very well. So we're going to get this system, which isn't that expensive, to be quite honest with you. These systems aren't that expensive. So you could do this yourself. And I'm going to have fun doing it, seeing how it comes out. You guys get to follow along. And then we can say, hey, if I can do it, if I can make a car look even halfway good, you guys can surely do the same. It's time to get into some paint work over here. At Auto Auction Rebuild. So stay tuned for that. We got the darts. We got two darts that we got to get the powertrain swapped on them, and that's got to get done like ASAP. So we got a lot of work to do. That's the point here, is we got a lot of work to do. Let's get into it. Let's get it done as soon as possible. Stay tuned. Give the video a big like if you enjoyed the content. If not, well, then you can go. So no, I'm just kidding. Don't hesitate to give it a thumbs down. Please comment below. Anybody locally that can help out with this European stuff, shoot me an email, autoauctionrebuilds@gmail.com. Subscribe to the channel. Stay safe out there. Instagram, Auto Auction Rebuilds. And I'll catch y'all very soon in the next one.